Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode number 45 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of JOMBOY Media. And we circle back to the man who christened this glorious journey many, many months ago. Hello, Trevor May of the New York Mets. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You should tell that to old Plouffe, who didn't. They said, name three people from the Rose Rotation. He named three people that weren't me, and we were teammates.
Well, that's why. Maybe there's a mental block there. Is there something we don't know? Does it have to do with the first name jealousy or something?
No, he was T1, I was T2. We had we even on purpose separated the nicknames and everything so that it would be very clear. And then he told me after he left, he was like, "Hey man, you're T1 now." And we had Hildenberger at the time, so I was like, "You're T2." So I told him, and he's T2. And then now we don't have another Trevor, so I'm Trevor.
Shame on me for not even bringing this up. And we've done 6 or 7 episodes together. What was Plouffe like back in the day?
Oh, he was so show. He's great. I really love Plouffe. I had a great group of guys actually to come up and learn the ropes with. A lot of you maybe hear a lot of horror stories about guys who are a little bit more into the making rookies' lives hell because that's the way they were, a little more old school.
Right?
Off the top of my head, the Jared Weavers of the world. Everyone loves Weave, but he did tend to be the guy that was making rookies do stuff. So we didn't have a ton of that. I was there only a little bit with Morney and Hammer Willingham and those guys they were traded in 14 when I came up right at the end. But those guys were kind of the ones that they relied on to kind of have guys sing at the front of the bus and stuff. But then I like Perk and Plouffe and Doge and Joe Mauer, just a lot of laid back guys. So he was definitely in that group, and it was he kind of took me under his wing a little bit. And we, West Coasters and like to wear Vans, and we have similar personalities.
Did he just tell me? Did he spend more time in front of the mirror than any teammate you have ever had?
Ryan Dozier is by far,
wow,
the most put together. So Trev spent a lot of time. Those two guys were best buds. So just whatever Trevor did, just imagine Doge did the same thing.
Dozier's hair always on point.
Perfect. Yeah.
Always
better than Trevor's. Better than mine.
Probably did it before he went on the field, which I never got because you're wearing a hat for 4 hours.
Yeah, he had the really long hair when he first came up, like a 12. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as he got rid of that and had the little flow or the little poof or whatever. Yeah, it was every time he took it off, it was perfect. Mm-hmm. So he just had it down.
All right, a lot of ground to cover with you today. I'm wearing a New York Mets hat because not only because of you, but also your teammate Dom Smith is going to join us. He has got a big-time personality. I love the guy. I love chatting with him. He is hilarious. Cannot wait to get to that. But I want to find out how your All-Star break went. You were dreading the possible move into a new house on the West Coast. Are you still in one piece?
I'm still in one piece. Didn't sleep at all. There's no AC in that house, and it was there's no AC in the Northwest in general. Like 2 of every 3 houses just don't have.
They've had record heat out there.
Yeah, they did, but at that time it was like 73 and
good.
But the whole house is windows, so it's like not that 73 is even that warm, but like 73 in a house can get warm, especially if there's no air moving really, and if you're outside all day anyways, and you kind of just want to cool down. It's the same exact temperature inside. So yeah, it was like it was great. It was beautiful. It's what I always tell everybody. Everyone's like, doesn't it rain? I'm like, it rains 8 months of the year probably, and it's overcast a lot. But when it's not, you just can't. There's nowhere in the continental United States that's more beautiful than the greater Seattle area when it's sunny and clear. There's like 2 mountain ranges here in between, and then you fly in right over Mount Rainier. And let's just put it this way: by Thursday, I was like, "Am I going back? How much more money do we need to make sure we can pay for this house?" And she's like, a lot more. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going back, I guess.
Yes, you are. You're not up and walking away. I saw some video of you playing catch outside.
Yeah.
This was cute. So Kate did not want to be the catcher?
Nope. We are well past that point. We had played catch before. We did during the pandemic, but yeah, that wasn't going to be a lasting solution. So I have a net that I basically throw into most of the time in the off season too, just because the weather here, and like everyone who plays at a high level that I can go like work out with usually lives pretty far away. So like if it's raining and we play outside, I'm like, well, I got to cancel. I'm going to go throw in my garage. Now my garage is big enough to where like I could have a batting cage in there. So that's great. But I usually throw into a net anyway. So I was like, I'm going to throw one day because 4 days off is my arm. Like I'm too old to not do that. Like I can't take more than 2 days off. So I'm throwing, and then I'm like, I'm going to play my walkout song to keep myself locked in. And she's like, I'm gonna swing on our rope swing and take video of you while it's beautiful. She's just on cloud nine the whole time. So that's what happened.
So tell me a little bit more about the house, other than it gets a little warm.
Oh, it's freaking awesome. It's so great. Just so much more space than we've ever had.
How big?
It's about 4,000 square feet. So
Nice.
our house before was like, it was a townhouse. It was like 1,800, which I remember when we moved in there, we moved from like a 900 square foot 2-bedroom apartment. So I'm like, wow, this is twice as big. And there was tons of space. And to be honest, our last townhome was still pretty big to us. Like it's her and I and our 2 cats at the moment, no kids yet. And we just, there was a bunch of houses that went up in a place we wanted to live in a really nice neighborhood around the greater Seattle area. So we just went for it over the last few months, lost like 4 or 5 different bids on different houses. And then we finally got this one. So, but lots of space, huge. When we do this, I'm for season 2, when we're getting ready of this show going into next year, I'm sure it will be from my brand new studio that I am designing right now. So we got it's an attic. It's huge. It's like a 12 by 28 foot room.
Wow.
And we're putting I'm gonna have like 2 stream setups for when people come to visit, and all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be like
you are so giddy. Like you just
that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to come back because I wanted to I'm like, oh, now I see it. I want to do it now. And they're like, nope, just pile stuff on the floor and then leave. And you're like, oh. So
they're not putting it together while you're away.
No, nobody. The only thing we're going to try to get done is central air. Actually, it already has central air, just it doesn't have the AC component. So it's honestly actually plug and play. I don't know. I don't know what these people were thinking. They have an awesome furnace system with like great heat and like temperature control on every level. They just decided not to get the AC half when they installed it because they didn't think they needed it. But I'm like, I don't care if I'm there only in the winter. There's going to be a day where the sun's shining and it's 71. I want it to be 70. And dang it, I'm getting it.
I don't know. You've told us that you're a big sleep guy.
Yes.
I cannot sleep unless it's cool.
It's got to be like 66 if I sleep. Like it's got to be freezing. My wife runs it like she's cool. She's like, it's 73 in the house. I'm like, it's so hot in here.
Right.
Put it to 70. Jeez. So that's gonna have to happen. And we might just go all out, go like every room gets its own little control. And
that's the key. But the problem is that how cool you keep it at night. We have this fight all the time. We've been married almost 24 years. We still fight over it. I mean, I tell her this. I said, if you're cold, you can put more clothes on. If I'm hot, I can't take my skin off.
Yeah. Chili pad. Get an air conditioned mattress pad. That's what I have.
Are you serious?
Yes. Chili pad. It is I got it for my 30th birthday, and it is incredible. We didn't have that back. We have it with us here. So like, even if it's 70 in the room, you can set your AC on your mattress pad. So underneath your blankets to 60. And I mean, it never probably, because I run warm, I never can get it below 65, but like 65 feels like just like the cool side of the pillow all the time, which is awesome. Wait a second.
We have a California King. So we got the Mac.
We have a California King too. Yeah, we have one too.
Do they make it for only half the mattress?
Yeah,
because she's not going to want that.
Yeah, or she can just not turn it on. Either way, but yeah, they have only half. Each side is controlled by itself anyway. So like, even if
incredible, this is life changing right now.
You have a little water tank. Yeah, Uller, a chili pad. And Uller is the version we got, and it's pretty great. So. I'm not an ad, not being paid by this company, just an incredible, because you have to do that now. Just incredible product that I actually Matt Belisle told me about when he was playing, because he was huge on sleep, that guy. So and I was like, I'm in. I'm gonna ask for it for my birthday though, so my wife has something cool to get me. Yeah, so we got that. We're gonna have that at home, and then we have the AC in the room. So the room isn't that big of a deal anymore because of that, but that'll go. That goes. I mean, I'm thinking about getting a second one, just having it on the road, so we don't have to put it in the car over and over again. It's a pain in the butt.
Should we use a Groupon, like a 2-for-1 or something? Do you think they have a benefit for the Rose rotation? Should they become a team sponsor?
Oh, that'd be great, man. That would be so great. Let's see if we can make it happen. Chili pad, great thing.
Not sure if everybody out there has had the honor and privilege of going up to Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But if you haven't, let the Hall of Fame bring something onto your computer or wherever you download all your content. There's a show called Hall of Fame Connections. It's a 13-episode YouTube series with brand new episodes dropping every Wednesday. And it's all going to tell a different story of how two seemingly unrelated artifacts up there in Cooperstown actually weave themselves together. It's told by my good friend Carlos Pena, former Tampa Bay Ray and former major leaguer and currently at MLB Network. And he is also hanging out with Lindsey Berra, the granddaughter of Hall of Fame catcher Yogi Berra. And she is a journalist and has been an outstanding one for years. So it's really cool to see how they take two different artifacts, weave their stories together, and you're going to be amazed by it. It's a 13-part series. It comes out each and every Wednesday. And support for this series was provided by the Market New York grant through I Love New York, New York State's Division of Tourism, as part of the Regional Economic Development Council initiative. And also to stay up to date with each and every episode of Hall of Fame Connections, all you have to do is follow Baseball Hall of Fame social media channels at Baseball Hall on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It's something I'm going to be tuning into. You should as well. So let's get back. You unfortunately, you had to leave your house and you had to get back to work.
Yeah.
But my man's been racking up the saves.
Yeah.
You have tied a career high with 3 saves.
Tied a career. Actually, that's 10 on the career. So now I'm in the double digits career saves. Yeah.
Is it different? Is it different, Trevor, when you're getting those 3 outs?
It's a little bit different. There is more pressure, but honestly, it's the same as throwing the 8th. Generally, I think that knowing that when I finish the game that it's over, like, and then you get to go celebrate with and like go through the line and be like that is so much incentive that it's very easy for me to picture, like being like, this is going to feel so good when I get it done. And I feel like that helps me be successful because I see the outcome I want. It's much easier to do that in the 9th than other ones because there's literally like all that stuff after. So if anything, just by my process, how I get prepared to throw into high leverage situations, visualizing success is easier for saves than other situations, which is interesting and cool. But my God, those were crazy games, and we really needed to win them both. Both saves I got, and one of the times, honestly, both times I was just kind of the only guy left with any gas in the tank at that time, that frankly. So
a few things. When you are the closer now, do they check you and your mitt and stuff before you hit the mound? And if so, is that a distraction?
Yes, sir. I didn't know that until I ran out there and PNC that they did it, but not really. No, I don't need to be. I'm not like looking at the ground like, locking in the whole time. I don't do that until I get to the mound or until I'm done warming up, and then I do my whole like talk to myself situation before I get on the rubber. That's when I really, really lock in. So it didn't really bother me much, but it is interesting like that they're really worried about the closers before they pitch, but the other relievers, it's cool if you used it and then it's gone or something. You know what I mean? Which is but I get it. They're not going to be like, oh, you guys are slapping hands. 1 second, come over here. I got to make sure I'm not going to suspend you, right? So, or eject you from a game that's already over. So I get it, but it's not that big of a deal. I didn't know what happened.
So you said you talk to yourself right before you throw. What do you say?
Just a bunch of different like not random, but a bunch of different kind of like reminders of kind of mindset reminders, like how I'll say like, what can focus on what you can control. So like, for example, you go and you make a great 1-2 pitch and an error's made, or like, I don't know, ball's blooped and guys are playing way, way back by the warning track and it drops in, and normally it would, like things like that, where there's a circumstance that puts you in a little bit of a tighter situation to get the job done, but it is completely out of your control. Just let them. As soon as those things roll off me, I tend to have almost every time success, as opposed to when things snowball a little bit in my head and I'm starting to get a little bit more amped up. That's when I make less. I make more mistakes and things don't happen. So I need to remind myself of that before I get going.
So it's a lot of boring stuff. It's not like, my God, I can't wait to sleep on my air-conditioned mattress, or I can't wait to see what my studio looks like in our Pacific Northwest home. You're actually focusing on your job. I thought maybe your mind wandered.
And sometimes you need a little bit of, you get a little boost. And so, for example, the other night, I'm like, after I came in the third day in a row to in that 15-11 game, I was like, we're probably going to get the next day, maybe 2 off. Like I said that, I'm like, you're done. You're not pitching tomorrow, so leave it out here today, right? And that's actually become a little bit of a joke between me and Loop, because famously, Sergio Romo says this all the time. They're always called down, like, Serge, you need, like when I played with him the last couple of years, Serge, do you want to get an inning in today? He's like, no. Like, I'm trying to pitch as little as humanly possible. Like, that's when things are going good. Like I've said that before. When I'm pitching a little bit, if I'm pitching every day, as soon as I go get work, like, things don't go well there, and then I got to pitch the next 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 or something. It always happens like that. So he's like, "Was it?" No. So Loop always says, like, if you don't need me, don't call down. And like, if you just put me in, if you're going to put me in, don't put me in. If you're going to put me in, don't ask me, because I'm going to say no every time. So we're always like, how can we pitch in order to get days where we know we're not going to pitch? So, and it's always a joke. He's like, well, I'm like, you've 2 in a row, right? He's like, yeah. Like, but if you pitch tonight, he's like, yeah, I'll get probably 2 days off after that. So that's like a funny, like, little motivation we'll throw at each other, because when we're down, we always gonna go sit in the bullpen and look at each other and be like, good luck today, guys. Phone rings, I don't even have to react.
All right, more coming your way with Trevor May of the New York Mets, and his teammate Dom Smith is standing by in the on-deck circle. But real quickly, I want to remind you about the #1 podcast in baseball. It is Talkin' Baseball. It's the crown jewel of the JOMBOY media family. It's a big hit with the boss. Jimmy's there. Jake's there. My guy is Trevor Plouffe. New episodes come your way on Monday and Friday. Those are series recap shows, and then one smack dab in the middle of the week on Wednesday as well. Keeps you all up to date on what is going on in the show. They're so big, they have their own YouTube channel. It's at Talkin' Baseball. You want to follow them on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Talkin' Baseball. So remember, Jimmy, Jake, and Plouffe, 3 times a week to get you all caught up on what's happening in Major League Baseball. Have you ever been on the mound when you did not want to be there?
I mean, yeah. Where there's been a couple where I was like, I'm warming up. I'm like, I've a lot of in my career, something that's worked has been I just reach the deepest, deep, because when you get the job done, it's going to feel that much better knowing you had nothing. And then there's times where you're like, you can't even reach deep. There's nothing there. There's no energy, or there's no, you're just hanging. That's happened a couple of times this year where I was like physically feeling like I was 31 a little bit more than I have in the past, especially after last year. That's something that a lot of people are worried. They're staying fatigued longer after not playing much. A lot of the guys who didn't play, who were alternate side or didn't play at all in the big leagues last year, who are now in the big leagues, and like, man, I'm not recovering and I'm like, yeah, it's a whole thing. We get in this recovery cycle for years, like decades, and then our body stops doing it after we're done. And when you get an interruption like last year, a lot of guys are struggling with it. So yeah, I've had a couple of them. One specifically stands in my mind. When we were playing in Arizona, jet lag killed me, and I had a little sinus infection going at the same time. So I remember like being like, I know I only pitched once yesterday. I didn't pitch great because I didn't feel good, but like, I feel awful today. And then something happened the same way that happened the other day. Like I was emergency. We had to go into extra innings. They knew about it. They're like, hey, can you go out and get the save for us? And I went out and just didn't throw well. It was the Reddick, was it foul or was it fair situation that day. I was like, I got a fastball, but I got nothing other than that. If I throw a curveball, a slider, or a changeup, it's going nowhere near where I wanted to. And I just got to hope. I got to hope they hit line drives at people. And they didn't. And it didn't happen. And that was one that's going to stick out in my head, I think, for the rest of my career, just knowing how I felt going into that. There's been a couple where I was warming up, and it was like, if we tie it or if we go ahead here, you're going to pitch. And then like we get guys to second, third. And I'm like one pitch away from going in, and they get out of it, and they end up like I think Will Smith got a save once in Atlanta. They're like, "How'd you feel out there?" Came in, I'm like, "We're really lucky that I didn't come in." Let's just put it that way. Like, I'm just honest about it. I'm like, it felt like that. I didn't know. Maybe I would have gotten lucky that day, but it would have been a much lower chance of success happening. For sure.
When there is a bullpen piece that fails on a given day and you end up losing, do you guys take care of one another? Do you go up to talk to one another? Do people come to you if you have a shitty performance?
It depends on the guy. Sometimes guys want to talk through it like immediately. Some guys just want to be like, sit quietly in their locker. Like one I felt really bad. Like I felt for my guys on was we're up the 6-0 lead going in the 8th against the Pirates, and then all hell breaking loose the last 2 innings. And those 2 guys have been absolutely great all year, Shogun and Seth Lugo. And Seth's a guy like me. He's like, I got to find an explanation, because he gave up 5 spot or something and threw in homer, and that's just not something he does. Like I don't think he's ever given up 5 runs in an inning, and that's so like it's unprecedented territory. And he wanted to talk through some stuff like how'd the balls feel that day? Like, cause sometimes they're dry and you don't have feel, right? And he goes, sometimes it was his first outing off the All-Star break. I'm like, you're probably a little bit rusty. I was too. The day before, I pitched the inning before, and it was really close to being catastrophic as well. I remember being like, I'm barely getting the ball anywhere near. I just need to get out of this inning. So I felt the same way. I just got a little bit luckier. And so we talked through it, but like Sugar's a guy who's going to attack guys the same way. And there's just days where he's like, I feel awful, can't hit spots, or I'm dominant, and I can. And he was just like, some crazy stuff happened. He threw 97 in 6 inches off the plate for a grand slam homer, that was hit 93 miles an hour, which is a homer in no park, but the one he hit it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a freak thing where you're like, there's nothing for me to work on tomorrow. I don't know what to do with that. Like the guy just got it. And even Stallings was like, he goes, I every once in a while, I'll just hit something way in. I don't know what to tell you. It just happened. So you feel for him, and you're like, that could have been me. That's kind of the way, because you know how it feels to do that stuff. And it's somebody, when those things happen, someone is feeling like garbage, and that you want to help them maintain their confidence going into the next day, so that you can continue to get your job done and it doesn't snowball, because it has in my career. You just got to be there as much or as little as guys want you to be. But I think our team's pretty damn good at that.
Well, we will turn the page right now and be joined by a Mets teammate, the always sunny dispositioned Dom Smith.
The right-handed May delivers. And he lofts one toward the right field corner, hit it toward the wall. It's out of here! A 3-run homer for Dominic Smith, and the Mets take the lead in the 7th inning.
Wow. Gary's so excited.
Well, that's a great way to introduce our guest. Now I've got 2 people pissed off at me.
Yeah. This is 2 episodes where you started with a homer of our guest off me, by the way.
Well, because this is what you have to learn as a great host of a show. You want your guests to feel most comfortable, Trevor. Dom, does that make you feel comfortable?
Absolutely not.
So how does that go down in spring training? I imagine you guys didn't really know each other very well before the season started. Trevor, do you go up to Dom and be like, you're welcome? Nice
kind of. That is the first thing we talked about, wasn't it?
Yeah, it took about 2 weeks for me to like approach him. I was scared. I was terrified. I'm like, this guy hates me. So it took me 2 weeks to approach him, and yeah, he finally said, you're welcome. I don't throw that pitch anymore.
Yeah, I haven't thrown a curveball since then. That was the last one I ever threw.
Wait a second. You were scared. Now he's an imposing figure physically. He's 6'5", 245.
He's huge.
But come on,
pitch face, and I'm a free agent coming over, man.
Yeah,
I've been there.
You hear that deep voice? He seems pretty scary.
I was hesitant to approach Addison Reed, and that guy's like the easiest dude to talk to in the planet, like by far. But when we signed him in Minnesota in 2018, I was like, for like 3 days, and then I realized that, man, that hesitation was pointless. This guy wanted to hang out and talk.
All right. Well, our lifelong New York Met, Dom Smith, is good enough to join us. I love Trevor May's setup professionally. I want his microphone. I want his camera, everything he's got. But Dom Smith, I want your view. Like, how often do you just sit there and go, gosh, the world is good? Do you just look out the window and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I pull up the shades every morning and just stare out to the city. And I'm just very thankful to be here in New York. It's a beautiful city. I love it here.
Trev, did you even think of city life?
I did. My wife really, we're going there next year. She really wants to be closer. Being out in the burbs isn't her. It's perfect. I come home. There's never any problem parking, and there's never any noise, and I can go to sleep whenever I want every night. Plenty of space for the cats. But no, we're gonna go to an apartment next year because you know what? I have no real power.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Well, here's the good news. Trevor, when you move to the city next year, that means you can be closer to a restaurant where you leave your phone. Isn't that right? Dom, explain to your teammate what the heck happened.
Yes, I was actually panicking about this morning, not knowing if I would be able to join you guys because I left my phone at dinner last night and I had no way to contact any of you guys. So it was pretty tragic, and I realized maybe I should memorize more numbers. So then if this happens, I could just hit you guys up and not worry.
Yeah. You left your phone last night.
Yes.
Really?
I probably won't get it back either. This restaurant doesn't even open up until 5:00 today, and we have a double header. So it's going to be a long day for me. Anybody out there, don't hit me up for at least 48 hours. I'm definitely not going to answer.
How many phones have you lost in your life?
Oh, this is a great question. I probably lost over 25.
Stop.
Yes. And I can have family members. I got friends vouch for this. At least 25 broken or lost phones in my life. I've been better over the last year and a half, but before that, it was at least every 2 months I needed a new phone.
Every 2 months.
Yes. It was I'm telling you, once people hear this story, Trev, you're going to hear a lot of people say, yeah, I remember when Don broke his phone the day he got called up. He couldn't talk to any of his family. Yeah, that's another story.
Broke your phone the day you got called up. Dude, yes. Hey, watch you just go be like straight Castellanos today. There's no phone, no distractions. It just hit like 6 homers in 2 games.
Oh, yeah. I love it that way.
I'm never getting a phone again. No one talk to me again.
Exactly.
Are you serious that the day you got called up, you broke your phone and you couldn't call anybody?
True story. It was a red-eye flight, and I just got off the plane, and I had to use the bathroom. You know, it's the first thing you do after a long flight. And while I'm using the bathroom, I actually dropped my phone in the urinal and just piss all over it, obviously. And yeah, I don't even know how to contact the driver picking me up from the airport. So that was his own story, and eventually I got to the field. In my first interview, I said, hey, I don't have my phone. So somebody talks to my parents. He let them know I got called up and I'm here. So great story.
Is there part of you that wanted to reach into the urinal?
Oh, I definitely reached in the urinal and tried to save it. I had to.
Yeah, you only had one option. Yeah, you got to go for it. You can wash your hands, Chris. It's not like you immediately get.
But that's not your piss that's in there. I mean,
it is. I mean, this was pre-COVID, so I didn't think too much about germs as much. Like, reach in there, wash my hands, we're good to go. But now, I'll think twice. I'll probably just leave the phone in there, and it's not even my problem anymore.
You got to travel with gloves now, rubber surgical gloves. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. And can we buy you like a belt chain? You know how like that was big like in the 90s, just to attach to your phone. I want to do, Trevor, what can we do to help him out? I imagine
what's a very big league way to do it? Just have a brand new phone in the box in your backpack at all times.
Backup phone.
I love that.
Backup phone, and it's one that's just ready to be logged in with your iCloud account. And you're just sat there.
I love that. Okay, I'm about to order 3 phones.
3 phones in the box.
2, yes, 2 in my locker, 1 on me, and yeah.
Okay,
we figured it out.
Something Allen Iverson would do. Just guy used to buy new clothes every place he went. Didn't bring suitcases with him.
That was as pro as it got.
That is
about as
so big
league as it gets.
We move from new phones to new teammates. Rich Hill made his Mets debut. Your former Twins teammate is now a current teammate, Trevor. How many F-bombs did he deliver during his first start? Tell me he didn't disappoint.
I didn't hear him. He pitched well. He pitched great, actually. I mean,
I don't care about the pitching.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I didn't hear any F-bombs. Maybe he was shy on the first day. I didn't hear any. I'm sorry.
Did
you hear any, Trev?
I saw one right before the game started. Like the umpire was like telling him to move the rosin bag, and he couldn't hear him. And he's like, what the fuck do you want? like that. He's like, what? And he's like, move the rosin bag. He's like, oh, okay. He just like kicked it out of the way. I was like, he's mad about that. That's hilarious. That's the only one I saw. And I didn't see him come in. He came into the locker room once when I was in there before I went out, and there was no talking to himself, yelling at himself then. So yeah, I got the feeling that he was a little bit like, hey, I don't really know these guys that well yet, and I'll just like do my base stuff, and then when I'm comfortable, I'm just gonna go over the top with it. But yeah, you could tell he just flips on the switch to suit hyper competitive Rich mode, and then watch him today. Dom, you'll see today he'll just be like super happy go lucky, talking to everybody, talking the whole time. Like he's a good dude, but like on daisy pitches, man, it's like I hear Scherzer's like that too, but like I've never seen anything like it.
Well, we're showing the Rich Hill implosion video against the Nationals as a Ray earlier this year where he took the bat. Dom, what the hell do you think of this video?
Zanino just hard turning right there, like, dude, he's got a bat. I got to get away from him.
I love funny. That. I love that intensity. He definitely didn't show that yesterday.
And he probably gave up 2 runs there, probably.
Yeah, he had a rough first inning, and then he laid down a bunt at the beginning of the next inning, which I thought was kind of cool. After delivering a snot rocket too. Trevor, you mentioned Max Scherzer. Dom, I'll tell you this because you don't have your phone, so you don't have access to the outside world.
No.
There was a report that the Mets are going after Max Scherzer.
Oh, wow.
When you hear that, you think?
Who wouldn't want to have Max Scherzer? Kidding me?
No, Max Scherzer is awesome. I'm tired of facing him, so if we can make a move where we get him and I stay a Met, I'm all in.
And I stay a Met.
That's a good point.
Do you worry about that this week, by the way?
I don't worry about it. Like I said, it's a good thing to be wanted by other teams. And it's out of my control. All I can do is show up to the park every day, try to help the team win. So I don't really worry about it, but I do love the Mets. This is all I know. All these boys are awesome. This team, the culture we built is sick. And this is the first time I've been a part of a winning team. So it would suck to leave. But I know it's a part of the business. And if it happens, then I'll be sad, but I'll just go and make sure I make the Mets life a hell.
Easy now. You're still a Met. Let's not trade you just yet. Trevor, how much do you guys pay attention to the trade deadline? Do you guys talk about it in the clubhouse?
I mean, a little bit, but like it's not like there's no like deep analysis going because like Dom said, we don't have a lot of control over any of these things. So, but it's more like, wow, that'd be nice. Like for example, you throw, all right, how would Scherzer slot in here? And we're like, having him and Jake and Ty and Stro. Like, I don't think that there is a team that would like, wow, I'd love to face that through in the playoffs. Like, what? No. So, you get excited in that way. The same way, like, the Cubs guys, KB and Baez and stuff being thrown around a lot. Like, we always be like, oh, like, if we got Baez, where would he get? Like, having him second and, or play second or McNeil play third, what I mean? We just kind of start throwing people around and like how, saying you kept everybody, how good your lineup would be at that point. Mm-hmm. That's all kind of fun, but that's usually not how it works because someone has to, like Dom said. But I don't think that it's anyone's favorite thing to do in a trade is to like go get a guy, but then like also lose an integral part of why you guys have been winning too, because that's usually bad karma. So you don't see it happen very often. The guy on the big league team that's like, one of the guys that's going to get you to the playoffs too, like goes to get another guy. It's kind of just swapping places. It's right. not usually the way it goes. So I'm if we are able to get any of these guys, I mean, I'm hoping we get to keep everybody we've had the whole time intact. That'd be incredible.
I am wearing my JOMBOY shirt that I wore out at the Home Run Derby in Denver, won once again by the polar bear.
Yes.
Dom, were you jumping out of your seat when your boy was doing his thing?
Yes, I lost it. I think I blacked out. It felt like I was hitting all those home runs. He put on a show, and I mean, for everybody who doesn't get to watch him like take DP on an everyday basis, I'm glad he was able to put on that treat for everybody because his power is, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you've seen it, you saw it, Chris. What was your reaction to it?
I loved it. It was amazing where I was like, because Plouffe wanted to go up and stand behind the left field seats. I was like, nobody's going to hit it up here. And all of a sudden, Alonso started hitting like every other ball. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dude has got some serious. And there's never been a player more specifically built for the home run derby in terms of his ability, but also the way, like, he's got part WWE dude in him.
Yeah.
He loves playing to the crowd. And that freaking home run derby chain that he has got it. Is that hanging in his locker, Trevor?
He had it with him on the road trip right after the break, obviously. It's probably at home right now, but I got to put it on. It's like 30 pounds. It's so heavy, and it's there's nothing fake about it. It's the thing is solid, whatever it's made of. It's incredible. But like, yeah, no, it's all having like watching Pete from the outside, yeah, and then now being his teammate, like that is just exactly how he is, man. Like we come in after a game, we're celebrating. You can always count on, like, if everyone's at like a 65 or 70 out of 100, you just count on Pete being plus 20. Just like, we'll all be like, yeah, let's do like this chant. And like, yeah, let's pour beer on everybody. You're like, no, Pete, we're not quite at just throwing beer around yet. We're just one notch sometimes. So sometimes you got to rein him back, but that's great. You got to have that guy.
Tom, what's your best Alonso story?
Oh, I'm not great with stories.
Back to me.
That's a good one. I have to think about it. I'm not great, like I said, with stories, but
is he like a caricature in the like? Does he seem like a little cartoon character to me? Because that's what he seems like. He seems like a little kid.
That's why it's so hard for me to really explain how he is, because he's Pete. Like how you imagine him, that's just how he is. He's super happy, he's a great person, and sometimes he doesn't know what he's doing. Not in a bad way. It's just hard for me to really explain it. Like he doesn't do any. I don't even know how to explain.
He gets so caught up. Yeah, he gets so caught up in like the excitement and the emotion sometimes that, like, you know, there's no thinking anymore. He's just gonna do it. So he'll stand up on the rail and just start yelling F bombs. Like, let's have to go to the crowd, like to the front
like,
row. Like it's half kids. And you're just like, let's get into it, Jimmy. Like, and you're like, let's face that way. Pete, like sometimes like, Pete, Jesus Christ. But we love it because like we got a new thing every freaking week. We got the Homer horse, we got the chirp chant, we had we have shirts. We have so many shirts in our lockers.
Yeah,
just every little joke is Pete came up with it, and then he gets a shirt made every time.
He's getting a cut of the proceeds. Got to be.
Actually, I believe you're actually right there, but I think the proceeds go to charity.
See, that's nice. By the way, the guy, he's going to have to keep doing the home run derby because that's how he makes all his money. You know, well, until arbitration hits, and then he'll be good.
That is very much on purpose. I know that for a fact.
Then he'll be good to go. So the Mets put out a couple years ago, I thought it was a great little series. It was 25 interesting things about me. And so you talked into the camera. And Dom, here's a little taste of what you said for a few things. I want you to listen, and then we have to break down a couple of things.
In the near future, probably in the next couple of years, I do want to buy a yacht, which is, I know it's ridiculous, but it's always been a dream of mine to own a yacht. And then obviously like an island too. So if I do have my yacht, I need to go somewhere and visit places. I probably sucked my thumb until I was about 11, 12 years old. I don't know why my parents let me. I'm glad I don't do it anymore. But
so you want a yacht, you suck your thumb.
Where do we want to start with that one, Trevor? I'll let you choose.
The yacht. I love
Okay,
it.
good.
I love that's so New York. I play for the Mets. I want a yacht and an island. That's what big leaguers get, right? That's what everyone gets, right? Even the the guys that come up with the Reds, they want the same thing, a yacht and an island.
Exactly. You play until you retire, and then that's the first thing you do. You buy a yacht and then an island.
So
And then
have we named the yacht? Have we named the yacht yet?
Ooh.
Not yet. But I should name it. I think I'll name it.
Do you have a nickname?
I have a nickname called the Sloth Bear. Sloth Bear.
The Sauce Bear?
Sloth Bear.
Sloth Bear. Okay.
Yes.
I see it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since Peter's the polar bear, he named me the Sloth Bear, and JD is named the Sun Bear. So now we're just a bunch of bears in the clubhouse. So I don't know if I want to name my yacht that, but I guess I could roll with that.
Yeah, it's not
Unique.
terrible.
I think it's pretty terrible.
Yachts aren't necessarily that fast. So,
Yeah.
you're just usually cruising. Sloth Bear sounds like something like a cool animal, but just not really worried about getting anywhere too fast. You know what I mean? Just chilling. Just chilling. It makes sense. You're just chilling, man.
Yeah.
If we're having a party on the yacht and only the Mets players are invited,
Yes.
who are we most worried about is going to trash the yacht? Guys,
Probably
each get a response.
Yeah, it'd probably be myself. I'll be at top of the list because I'm wild, like to have fun, and then we have to throw Pete up there.
Exactly. You get out. You take
it
it way too far, like usual.
For sure. And then everybody else is pretty chill. I think me and Pete, we hold most of the energy that our club has after the game.
And where is the island? Have you figured out where we're buying the island? Is it near the Bahamas?
Yeah, it would have to be near the Bahamas because I have a lot of friends out there in the Bahamas. So I would want to be able to go to the Bahamas and back over here to Miami whenever I need to. So I don't know the exact name of which island, but it would have to be an affordable island for me. So
that one island they wanted to do the Fire Fest on?
Yeah, I was thinking of an island like that. Exactly.
What was that, Pablo Escobar's island?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Sorry, we got to hit on the thumb sucking.
Yes.
You were 11? 11?
Probably 12 when I stopped sucking my thumb. And it ruined my teeth too. Now my teeth don't even touch.
Yeah.
Because I sucked my thumb so long in my life. I don't know why. Why do parents let their kids suck on their fingers until they're teenagers?
Yeah.
Was this just when you were sleeping, or what was it like all the time?
I think it was just when I was sleeping, but I'm sure whenever I got bored, I would probably just suck my thumb.
Yeah. The answer to your question, Dom, is why do parents let their kids suck until they're teenagers? They don't. I am the only parent on this show right now. We don't. Now, I haven't done everything right in my life. I don't have any thumb suckers.
I mean, what are they going to duct tape your mouth shut? You know, like
what's the problem with that, Trevor?
We're
not allowed to do that.
First of all, you can pull it off in the night. So, like, what does that actually do? Like, how do you lock down a piece of duct tape? I'm trying. I don't even know how. Like, what gonna treat you like
like hot sauce on
like a deer. Ooh. And like put like salt on it so they don't want to lick it or eat it anymore. You know, things like that. I don't know.
We're here to solve all your thumb sucking issues. That's what the podcast has become. They also asked you one other question about your favorite movie of all time. Do you remember what you said in that clip?
Not sure. It
was Superbad.
Yeah, I probably was going to say Superbad. Yes.
Is that still one of your favorites?
That's my favorite.
What were you, 13 when it came out?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be the funniest movie ever to a 13-year-old. Because I was a senior in high school when it came out. Yeah. I'm like, this is my life. So it's funny for me.
So would you guys be excited if I said that I am McLovin.
I love that. I love that.
That's so funny.
That's sick.
Yeah. I bought that. I don't even remember when the movie came out, but I saw it in some store. And so I had to get the McLovin ID. Now, the problem is, Dom, I would let you use this, but there's no way it's coming back to me because you will lose it.
Yeah,
exactly.
In a second. Want to get back to your boy Pete Alonso. Earlier this year, big win. He's talking to the full stadium.
Yes.
And instead he stops the interview and he thinks of you. So here we go.
Listen up, it's Dom Smith's birthday. Can we sing happy birthday to Dom Smith? 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dom. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, the goatee.
Where were you?
I was in the clubhouse. I was in the clubhouse. I rewatched it on Twitter though, a couple of times. But that was very nice of my one of my best friends on the team, Pete. That's the definition of Pete. He's just a great guy. He doesn't even care about him winning the game for us. He cares about singing me happy birthday.
Do you have it running on a loop? You should. And
Oh yeah. Yeah. Whenever I'm feeling down after 0 for 4, I go and watch that video and it picks me up every time. I'm telling
you. Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable. All right. Dom, before we let you go for the day, we do something around here. It is called spinning the wheel of moderately interesting things. So we have a bunch of categories on here. You guys will both get to answer. Trevor, you'll be excited. There's some new categories on here.
Ooh.
Here we
go. OnlyFans on there. That's terrifying.
Walk This Way. What is the story behind your walk-up song?
Well, for me, I love music, so I change my walk-up songs probably every homestand. And I have 4 different walk-up songs. I've had rap songs, I've had Latin songs, I've had reggae songs. I haven't had a country song yet, so I think I'll mix in a country song one time. But
I mean, you don't have to. You can not do that.
Just one time. I have never done it, so I would like to do that at least once. But like I said, I love listening to music. I feel like if you have the same walk-up song, you get tired of hearing it every day. So I like to change it up. I like to keep the fan involved and trying to just hype up the crowd with my walk-ups.
So what are we going with during the homestand here? What do we have working?
So right now we have some Pop Smoke. Obviously, he just dropped a new album, so I have that Pop Smoke song, and then it's a female artist named Her. She has a song with Little Baby called "Find a Way" that I listened to, and then the third song is Busy Banks and P&B Rock, "Adore You," which is a New York artist, so just showing some love to the New York artists. And then the last song is G Herbo, You Can. That's like the most ratchet one where, that's for me. That's not for the fans. So
got it.
Yeah.
Trevor, you must have a walk-up song.
Oh, I come out to Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. When I grew up, like reliever walk-up songs or run-out songs were the coolest. It was the most WWE thing.
Yeah.
Intro music to run out of the bullpen to a guy who does Suge's Timmy Trumpet Narco come out. He times it pretty well for the trumpets at the beginning. But one of the best entrances, I think, the guy who has it lined up, and I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that he was way into WWE and his little kid, so it makes sense. It's Mark Melanson. That dude's he literally doesn't come out of the bullpen until the moment that he the part of the song that he wants to come out to. But my Coheed, I try to time it too. I got one save opportunity where I just got to come out in the 9th, like as the closer once, and got to time it to the guitar riff at the beginning of Welcome Home. Like, that's why I chose this song. But now the last 2 times come out in the 8th. The 8th is just like there's an ad playing until 30 seconds left in the inning. And so I get, they're like, oh, by the way, the pitcher now in this 1-run game is Trevor May. Here's welcome home, blah, blah. And then it plays for like 19 seconds. And then the inning's over. So that's what happens now. But in the 7th, you get it the whole time because there's no ad. But the 8th, you get an ad. So that sucks.
So you're rooting to come in the 7th so you can hear your whole song.
That or close. I that, not only that, I take a personal interest in everyone else's walk-ups. So like I hate relievers that walk out to slow country. Ryan Presley came out to I Got Friends in Low Places, and I just wanted to I'm like, dude, it's not closing time at the bar, man. I need you to get we're not here to get everyone in bro, we're all hammered, but you're in a big situation. And I'm pretty sure he just stuck with it despite me. But I actually chose Taylor Rogers' song. He rocks out to not Rascal Flatts. I'm sorry. The Chain by Fleetwood. Because it's very kind of low key, but also kind of epic with the drums at the beginning. And he's just very I don't know. It's cool enough. Glenn Perkins came out to Johnny Cash. And the flames would come up on everything. That was really cool too. But he's pretty laid back too. And it was just slow enough, but kind of. So I'm always like, I know you as a person. Let me pick you a song. But the Narcos one, because I'm a big EDM DJ guy, and I love big room house music, and that's what Narcos is. And so So I love that song for Suge. I love it. It's very him.
Dom, have you ever had to pick music for teammate?
Never have. Cameron may even asked me to pick him a song when he was up here for his time, and I was too scared. I don't, because I feel like walk-up song is such a superstition behind it. It gets you in the zone for your at bat. It gets you in the zone to go pitch. So I don't want to play a song and it just kind of throws you out of your zone, out of your rhythm. So I'm too scared to pick my friend's walk-up song. Actually, I'll pick JD Davis. I'll pick his. He's a big hip hop guy, so I could pick his. But that's my only teammate I could pick.
Okay, so we've learned a few things about Dom Smith today. He's scared of teammates. He sucked his thumb till he was about 20, and he doesn't mind reaching in a urinal. So if you learn nothing else today, people, that's it. That's it. Dom, it was great seeing you, man. We appreciate it. Continued success, and stay on the Mets for the rest of the week and the rest of your career. Okay, fair enough?
That's fair. I appreciate you guys for having me on. I had a
awesome job.
ton of fun.
Good. I love that guy. He's always got the biggest smile on his face. He's always that way in the clubhouse.
Yes, he's we're locker mates. I'm actually between him and Taiwan, so it's a great place to be. And Pete is on the other side of him, so we got a lot of happy dudes in our corner of the locker room. It's having Dom around is it's great. He's just so let's do it. That's what do we got to do? All right, let's go. Let's do it. Screw it. I don't care. Whatever. Let's go. It's so funny though watching him to jog out to left because he's just he looks like another guy I love watching run on and off the field is Locaine because of just how he lets his ball he's trying to use as little energy as possible. Dom's the same way, just super compact and trying not to use as much. So he's one of my favorite guys to watch. I just like to watch him the whole way. And then if he gets the last out, he's going in. The other day, McGill waited for it because he made a good play right to end the inning. McGill waited for him on the mound for a minute, and you can see Dom was like, dude, just go on the duck. You can slide. You're making me run faster because I'm making you wait out here. And it was really funny. Dom's one of the best.
I know why he does that. It's because he really secretly wants to be stopping at first base.
A little bit. Or even better, just going from the dugout to home plate, running the bases and going back. I know he wouldn't mind. He DH'd once. He's like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, don't lie. You love it. You don't have to go out of the field. He's like, yeah, it's pretty great.
He is waiting for 2022 on that one.
Yeah.
No question. All right. Time right now to check in on Mrs. Rose's homework assignment.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was?
No, I don't even remember what it was. Tell me.
It was to have the Rose rotation appear in your vlog.
Oh, so I have an excuse. I haven't actually, the one that we filmed that's out.
Yes.
It was filmed before you gave me that homework. So it will be in the next one. Even if we have more homework, we will do 2 homework assignments. But
no. We just want to get what we're in the middle of summer. This is like summer school. We're not piling on. Did you ever take summer school?
No. Valedictorian. Come on.
I know, but I just wanted to make sure like you weren't trying to get credits and jump ahead just in case, 97 with a slider didn't work out and you wanted to go to college.
Or I'm trying to get drafted earlier, like a certain number 1 overall pick. We know. He did that. Or who did
Are you talking about
Bryce.
a guy?
Bryce
you talking about a guy in Philadelphia right now?
Bryce did that. Hey, I'd say it worked out. So
did okay.
I would say his plan, just in general, worked out. I would say.
Got it. You know what? Actually, I'm going to throw something else on top of your homework assignment. It has to do with your blog because now you said you're storyboarding and stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to show us a little behind the scenes footage of that. Is it interesting?
Awesome. Yeah. I use a program called Jamboard, which is a Google product. They actually make a big thing called the Jamboard. And yeah, it's just like sticky notes you can move around and change and collaborate with people, can move them in real time with you. So like you can able to do things virtually together. And it's just another Google product in the suite if you use Gmail and stuff. So you can use it. Anyone can use it. Yeah, it's pretty neat, pretty nifty. The new vlog is a great one, and people should definitely check it out. But yeah, without the storyboarding, these things would be it's pretty straightforward actually. When I like organize all the clips and stuff, I just need to make sure like some of the nuances is picked up because my editor is in the Netherlands and not a huge baseball guy. So maybe he doesn't catch something that's funny to me and everyone who loves baseball, but he doesn't get it. So I have to make sure those things get in. But with Pete, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious
to find the funny stuff.
It's pretty obvious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. We're taping right now as the latest vlog is being released. So I am anxiously awaiting to get through it. They have been a tremendous success. Kudos to you and your entire team. Is there one thing that you definitely want to get into your vlog before the season expires?
The DJing needs to get in there.
Yeah.
I haven't done a ton. To be honest, Jake asked me he's like, dude, when are you going to get on the turntable? When are you going to get on the turntables? What happens is, and I think I've talked about this before, music. You have to have physical copies of the music. And I haven't had physical copies of music since I DJ'd like 6 years ago. So I had to go find I found my music library on a hard drive at home when we unpacked. I found it. I brought it with me. It's formatted for Mac because I forgot all I used was Mac back then because I didn't play video games very much anymore. So now all I have is PC. So I have to use my wife's Mac Air to put it onto the Dropbox cloud to pull all the music off the Dropbox cloud, and then put it onto the laptop to get it ready to go. So I'm in that stage, but starting maybe not tomorrow because my laptop actually fried on the road trip and I got a new one today. So I got to set that up today.
Oh yeah.
Maybe tomorrow I'll have all the music like updated, ready. Like literally, I think it's like 6,000 songs. So I'll just have tons and tons of probably mid 2010s EDM music, but it is what it is. Better than nothing. And I will DJ and we'll be
you still owe us that video. So we want to see that. And if it'll be in the vlog, that's good enough.
It'll be in the vlog too.
As long as you can share with the masses of people that are waiting to see it. That's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, continued success with that. I appreciate you hanging out as always. Stay healthy out there. I'm worried about a lot of pitchers. It's
trying, doing all the stuff, trying to get days off where we can, but we got about 150 games the next 30 days. So
yeah,
we'll see. And they're kind of gotta win them. So
yeah, well, this episode is dropping on the day you guys start a 5-game series. The always popular 5-game series with the Atlanta Braves.
How have we played the Braves so much? Every series we play is a 4-game series with a doubleheader in there. It's 5 games, but I think once this is over, we only have 3 games left against the whole season, which is kind of sad probably for people who are division rivals in our division that we're not, if they're chasing us, especially if they get in second place and they take sole position, that we're just not going to play each other until the final series. And we actually don't play the Phillies that much either. We only have 2 more series against them. So it's going to be Nationals and Marlins for a lot. But I mean, I'm sure we'll find a way to get into Sunday Night Baseball and get a night game getaway day to the West Coast. Won't we, MLB? Probably. We'll probably end up doing that.
That's what happens when you play for a popular team, man.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a little bit different. We had a
Could've signed with
lot
Kansas
of day
City.
games in
good assignment with
Minnesota.
Kansas City. It was right there for the taking.
Yeah, it was. Man, I would have got so much more sleep. Anyway.
We're back to that again. And I'm going to go. I got to wrap this up because I got to go check on my air-conditioned mattress,
Yeah.
which is going to change my life.
Yep.
Thanks to Matt Belisle. I'll
Good.
always have that.
Matty Beat.
All right, Trevor. Thank you. We appreciate it as always. Big shout out to our editor, producer extraordinaire, Robbie Scirocco, and also our summer intern, Alden Stone. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Rose Rotation, a production of JOMBOY Media.